Why'd you say regular and not normal?
We're not normal.
No.
Definitely not.
Sorry, I was just saying.
Hey, one thing we need to think about.
Oh,
You talking to me?
Isha,
Hey,
I know.
Isha, can you hand me my backpack, whoever it is?
Okay,
Hi, everybody.
hi, everybody. Thank you, ma'am. Hey, we have an engaged person here.
You have two engaged people.
Two engaged folks. Two engaged people. Oh.
Jeremiah.
Well, he doesn't count.
He doesn't count. Poor guy.
He doesn't count. He doesn't count.
He's the one that did that.
It didn't happen to him. It happened to Aisha. He just planned it.
Yeah, but because he proposed to her, he is also.
Affianced.
Well, if he's not engaged, that means he can still play the field.
Stop it.
I'm just saying.
You know.
What, baby?
Ava, who made the moon? Who made the moon? God made the moon. Oh.
Yeah, okay. Anybody want to say hi to Mama? Say hi, Mama. She said no.
No.
No. It's fine.
I guess I could probably scoot that closer, huh? That would make more sense.
It's all right with it. I think we're
Good. Make your sandwich.
Oh,
saying it's all good.
I can't.
Okay.
Hmm.
You gotta get him making his own sandwich.
Have it on document. Okay. That's as close as I can get.
You wanna do that real fast?
No, I've already got it set in place.
When we're over there, we do it.
Because it's already in, it's perfect.
Shall we get this on video? The pastor making his own sandwich?
Yes, we should definitely get this on video.
Happens all the time. I can't get anybody to help me.
I hope everybody heard that.
Right?
Nobody loves me.
Nope. Where are we going with
Oh,
this?
are we word crooked? Dang it.
Oh, we are bad. Sorry, y'all. We just got through eating and trying to get
Better?
things together here.
Better?
So we'll wanna-
Better?
Yeah. 1 and a few minutes behind, and I get to find my glasses.
On your head.
Oh, they're on the bed. No.
Oh, wrong ones?
Oh,
Oh,
Are they your Thursday classes?
It's
You
a
do your
driving.
Thursday Bible?
Driving
classes and Thursday classes.
reading glasses.
Oh, reading glasses. Excuse me.
Have you, you've never seen me looking at your dad like this on Sunday morning, have you?
Oh, I have. I love
Like,
it.
Really?
I don't have to see you looking awful on because I can see it from the back.
I don't have to see it either when she's staring me down. I just feel it. I'll take somebody near her and she's
Wait a
staring
minute.
at me, isn't she?
She loves it though when we're sitting beside each other and I look at her like, I'm like, I already know. She'll be like, I heard it. Okay. First of all, hello everybody. Sorry, we are running a little behind.
Hi,
It's
everybody.
fine. We have rights.
We had food.
Just ask Rebecca because we have rights.
We have rights.
Um,
Plus, I was cooking food.
tonight we are at the Shipley household. Again, if you couldn't tell, when we first started, it was a little noisy, but hey, that's what family's all about, right? So, we love noise. Quietness can make you go crazy. So can noise.
Facts though, I grew up in a house full of boys, so when the house is like quiet, I have to turn the TV on, I have to turn music on because I will literally jump at everything.
I can sit in my house for quite a while with no TV on before I realized it was completely silent. It's nice.
You, number one, you don't have any kids, and
I have a Mojo, and right now that's pretty. That's
Mojo doesn't talk.
yes, he does.
he'll go.
He fuzzes at me all the time.
Bingley does that to me too. It's just he doesn't fuss at me as much as
Where
like.
are we at? I need to find it.
Oh. Well,
Anyways, let me introduce.
yeah, let's do that.
Everyone, this is I'm Vicki, as you
Say
know.
bye, Pastor.
Bye.
And this is Mercedes. Everyone remembers Mercedes. And welcome to our Bible study. Sorry we are off to a rocky start, but hey, it's good because this is our Bible study, and sometimes our Bible studies are rocky. sometimes they're slow starting, sometimes they're tear filled, sometimes they're not.
There will be no tears tonight.
I was thinking.
I don't have tear ducts.
I don't like my eyes to leak.
I would like to, we'll talk about that later, 'cause yes, I know you do.
I'm kidding.
Anyways, but everyone, this is Ashley Shipley. She has been on one other time with, twice.
Once,
Once with Anna.
and I was just in as moral support.
And then at Evergreen.
Oh, with Courtney at Evergreen.
Oh yeah, well yeah, but y'all had to reshoot that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it still went on.
It still happened.
Yeah, but nobody saw it. Is my point.
Oh, I don't know.
Thank
I don't know if I
goodness.
can see it. But anyways, so this is Ashley. She's very, very,
Don't lie.
very single. I'll throw that one out there for the pastor. Because he always says that you're single.
Wow.
Don't he always talk about
Yes,
that?
he always talks about
Well,
that.
you told me don't lie, so I'll
This is true.
you stop me. But
That's
then-
actually about one of the things that this is going to be about.
Oh, good.
Yes.
See, look.
Hey Vicki, you see this line right here?
I mean,
Poor Ash.
I'm used to it. I mean,
Right.
I'm Witten's most eligible bachelorette right now, right?
That can cook like crazy.
Nobody's business.
That was delicious. I've never had that before, and it was really good. I can't see. I'm sitting here going, what am I looking for?
So how do we start this shindig?
So tonight, Ashley is going to tell us her verse that she has chosen, or her passage that she has chosen
Yes.
for tonight's study. And
Well, before you start flipping pages.
I'm just
Well-
trying to get myself.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. Excuse me. Pardon me. Okay.
Oh,
You're sounding
invitation.
That's so sad.
Are you gonna look at
That one was for Josiah. She lost limitations. It's so sad.
I lost my limitations too. Anyway, it just came about. That's why I was trying to fix them. You just told me.
Okay.
Anyway, so tonight, what have you chosen for this evening?
So tonight I'm not really going to go over just a single verse or passage. It's more going to be a couple of things and kind of going over a bit of a testimony that's kind of happened to me over the last few years. We're going to end up, the culmination of everything and an ending is going to be in Psalms chapter 90. However, let me pull up my verses so that,
Because Mercedes got to read and she has to know where to go.
oh, well, she's going to have 2 or 3 passages to read.
Right.
It's okay, Vicki had me read a whole entire chapter.
I'm going to give you one, and I'm going to give you one, and then Mercedes can end it with the Psalms chapter 90. So, Mercedes, can you go to 2 Corinthians chapter 12?
I can't really put
I don't
because I
read.
finally put
Oh, you don't
pages
read at
up.
all?
Mercedes
No.
says I'll read.
The person who assists judges doesn't read.
No,
Oh, that's not
No.
good.
because I have to do it all day.
Okay, well then, 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses,
It's lazy.
verses 8 through 10. So go ahead and start there.
Concerning this, I pleaded with the Lord 3 times to take it away from me. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for power is perfected in weakness. Therefore, I will most gladly boast all the more about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may reside in me. So I take pleasure in weaknesses, insults, catastrophes, persecutions, and in pressures because of Christ. For when I am weak, then I am strong.
So with our weakness, we are strong because of Christ. Christ's grace is sufficient for us, and power is perfected in weakness. Okay, let's remember that one. And then John chapter 14, verse 27. Mama Gwen is making herself a sandwich
Delish.
with the gluten-free bread that I found her.
Alright. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Your heart must not be troubled or fearful.
Okay, Jesus leaves with us peace. Not peace as the world gives us, but his peace. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit nervous, so excuse me.
Don't be, take a minute.
I know.
I haven't found age again yet.
Oh.
I'm over here digging.
Then the last passage before I start going is Jeremiah 29. And I think you already know where we're going, guys. 29:11 through 14. I'm one of those people, I don't like just reading one verse. Like, there's a lot of verses that that are famous. Well, I mean more like, there are a lot of verses that are famous, you know, like we're about to read Jeremiah 29:11. Everybody knows that. But I like reading more verses that go along with it, so you get the full idea and the full depth of those verses. 11 through 14.
For I know the plans I have for you. This is the Lord's declaration. Plans for your welfare, not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. You will call to me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you search for me with all your heart. I will be found by you. This is the Lord's declaration. And I will restore your fortunes and gather you from all the nations and places where I banished you. This is the Lord's declaration. I will restore you to the place I deported you from.
Okay, and that's just about God fulfilling promises, that He has plans for us, plans for our prosperity, not for our demise. Did you finally find your pens?
3.
Oh, well, that's good. Okay. Well, I will make sure you get the verses at the end.
Thanks.
You're welcome. In fact, I'll just go ahead. Jeremiah 29:11 through 14. And for everybody at home too. John 14:27. 2 Corinthians 12, 8 through 10.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Okay, so testimony time. So, as Miss Vicki so fortuitously and just maybe more.
Just wanted you to feel like your dad was sitting here.
Yeah, well, you know, he's right across there.
Yeah.
As she pointed out earlier, I am single,
Yeah.
and I've been single for a very long time. I have not had, my dating life has been sparse, if not, you know, uneventful in totality. And I also, you know, I went to school and I got a degree for something that I currently do not use, psychology. So as we all know, student loan debt is fun. Or
It's a thing.
yeah, some of us know, but you know, I don't know who all has it, but anyway. So, prospect of being a single Christian female with student loan debt and you only have yourself to depend on is kind of scary. On top of that, you know, people mean well, and I'm not saying that I'm hurt by this at all. People say all the time, you know, actually there's somebody for you. It's gonna happen. It's okay. You know, I'll be like, well, I'm gonna just stay single forever. And you know, a lot of people think I'm being self-deprecating, but it's one of those things that I've had to have a recent journey that I'm kind of coming on the back end of now, of trusting that if I'm going to stay single forever, God's going to take care of me. And I have to be okay with that. And maybe there is a reason and a purpose behind me being single. Case in point. So we're going to talk about our main verse today, or main passage, which is going to be Psalms 90. And I'm by no means trying to say that I know what God's will for my life is totally, or what God's will is in general, but I don't know, I've recently just come out of a journey right now that gives me a lot of peace. And like one of the verses that we, you know, I have a peace that's not coming from worldly peace. It's not coming from anything else. It's a peace of finally like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. So like I said before, you know, the prospect of one, just financially, security and stability, having a significant other, somebody who's got your back that you can rely on, somebody that, you know, you won't really be alone is one of the things that we're looking for when it comes to, and one of the things we're looking for when, you know, we're seeking somebody else to go on this journey that God has for us in life. And some of us are not fortunate to have that sometimes. Some of us are just, that's what's destined to happen to us. And working at Evergreen and kind of what's been happening with my life lately God has definitely matured me or gotten me to a point where I'm like, you know what, I can do this. I'm okay. I've got God. I'm good. So
He's got you.
yeah, He's got me. I'm struggling. I'm stumbling here, guys. Bear with me.
It's fine.
So let's talk about last year. Some of you, it's not a secret what happened with our company last year.
Well, before we get started, let me just say this. You know, it really doesn't help too much when you have a father that probably scares the wits out of any man that meets him the first time. I mean, let's think about it. And then you've got...
Well, to be fair to my father, though, I don't really bring a whole lot of people to test.
But still,
Mm-hmm.
Ashley,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got...
Your mom.
Joe,
Yeah, they're sweethearts.
Josiah.
Oh, he's the sweetest one of all.
But he would hurt.
He's a little marshmallow bear.
He could really damage someone.
Well, he could, but so here's the thing, though. Yes, you can
Well,
you can blame my dad and my
And
brothers.
Joshua's still there too.
That's true. He's tall.
So,
Well, you can blame my dad and my brothers all we want, but
I'm not
well,
blaming you.
I know. I'm just.
I'm just saying, they probably go, oh.
Yeah. Well, most of them don't really get past me before I even I'm not gonna bring somebody to them and here's my champion, have that and kind of thing.
May
So
so
far-
ever in your favor.
Yes, exactly. I have yet to bring them a champion, so, or at least not lately, in the last 10 years. So,
I just wanted to put a little water note on the whole
thank
subject.
you. That helped.
Yeah.
So let's talk about last year.
Right.
That helped me. Okay, let's talk about last year. So last year, it's not a secret. Evergreen, we were struggling last year.
Yes.
And also just kind of talk about God's timing and God putting, long time ago I kind of came up with this idea of every single human being in your life that God puts in your life, whether it be good or evil, they are the tools that God. If we are the clay and God is the potter, He uses people.
Amen.
And sometimes it's painful. Sometimes it's exes. It is the ugly old hag that took the last of your favorite bread at the grocery store and tested your patience. Some people, they're used in great capacity. Some of them are small. Some of them are brushes and sandpaper that gently take the pieces off and refine you.
Yes.
Some of them are hammers and chisels and they hurt like heck.
Yes.
So there are a lot of people that God uses as tools to shape you into what you're supposed to be. David Skelton is definitely one of those people that God put in my life to really shape and mature and change me. Oh, hi, Ava. You want to come up here?
There's somebody else that God's put in your life.
Yes. Mwah. So David is definitely one of those people. I started out, David says all the time that when he first hired me, I was just like a very quiet, demure little teeny bopper. He never thought I would be in sales or I would be in the position that I was in.
Yeah.
Until, I actually started showing some things through his wisdom, guidance, and training and his mentorship. Fast forward to last year, and I'm in a sales position, and we had one of the, can you hand her off to her? We had a really rough year last year. Last year I was probably half our sales by myself, and because I was what we had. And so that was a lot of testing, it was a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going through some really tough times, and we were talking about, look, if something doesn't change, we're gonna have to close our doors. I was gonna lose my job or have to go somewhere else. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't know what David was gonna do. I didn't know what our company was gonna do. It was really, really bad, guys. And then And I was freaking out. I mean, I'm still struggling with being single, and I was like, if I lose my job, what am I gonna do? I can barely. I'm still living with my parents. I'm trying to just find a way to support myself. How am I supposed to do this? How am I supposed to get rid of my student loan debt? How am I supposed to? How am I supposed to pay off my car?
So you were single on top of in
Yes,
debt.
I had no prospects at all. Like, I am a big fat stupid loser. I have all these things that are wrong with me health-wise. I have all these things that are wrong with me financially-wise. I am single. Nobody wants me. I'm just destined to be alone because I'm a big fat poo-poo head.
Oh, actually, you were in the ditch.
Oh, I'm in the ditch. I'm in like Grand Canyon or something like that. I'm not in a good place. And then on top of that, I failed because I'm our entire sales staff, and Evergreen we can't make enough money to sustain ourselves, and it's all my fault. Everything's all my fault. I'm just big giant fat poo-poo bag. So I finally, those 3 verses, those are verses that kind of came to me, and it was just like, I need to have more faith. God's peace is what, just over and over again, these little verses start popping up. And so I was like, okay, stop. And it was about this time last year. And I started praying. I was like, okay, you know what? I need to stop, because I am not the God of this universe. I am not the one who has my hands on everything. I'm not God, basically. I mean, I can go on and on, but I am not God. So I finally stopped and I said, you know what, God? Whatever you need me to do here, do I need to go find a new job? Do I need to just stop and figure some stuff out? Because I kind of started working with Evergreen, and I stayed there. I just stayed. I was like, is this even your will for my life? Is all this stuff happening because, kind of like Jonah in the middle of the sea with the sailors, are all these people suffering because I'm not being obedient to you?
No.
Yes. I was like, what is going on? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? So I was like, I'm not going to do anything.
That's the weight of the world on you.
Well, yes, true. But I'm just like, I was like, I'm stupid. I'm not going to get it unless somebody literally just goes, hey, over here, pay attention. Sorry, I know that was loud.
It was. It's been there.
But I was like, God, I really seriously need you, like Paul on the road to Damascus, sit down in front of me and just tell me what to do, because I'm sitting here guessing. I'm just spinning my wheels trying to figure out what the heck I'm supposed to do.
I call it being body slammed by the Lord.
Yes, I was like, I'm asking for it too. I'm like, can somebody please just give me a sign, do something, please. I just need to know what I'm supposed to do here.
And you're going, I'm waiting.
My parents,
I'm looking.
if my parents think about, I think back to, some of my discipline issues as a kid. Most of the times when I gave my parents the most attitude was because I like clear, concise, bullet point directions, and if there's any ambiguity, I get irritated, and I'll catch an attitude. So that's not a really good thing to do with God, catch an attitude with Him. But I was just like, just tell me what you want. Don't give me any ambiguity. And sometimes God just tells you no, or He just tells you to wait.
Yeah.
And I hate those.
Yeah.
Especially the wait ones. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
please don't tell me just to wait. Just tell. I'm fine with waiting. Just give me a timeline. Like,
No,
I need to know.
You don't need to know.
I know I don't need to know, but I need to know.
But I need to know.
So anyway, that's what I did, and I prayed that. And then this passage came up. And that kind of started me on the whole, oh yeah. Mercedes,
Yes, ma'am.
read Psalms 90.
In totality?
No.
Okay.
Verses 13 through 17. And this is, let me preface this. I finally just stopped and I said, God, just tell me what you need me to do. I was like, if you need me to find somewhere else to go, tell me that you need me to find somewhere else to go. If you were to close the doors of this business and I'm still left being dependent upon my parents, still being a big fat stupid loser for a while, just tell me that I just need to suck it up and deal with it. If I'm supposed to be alone for the rest of my life, just tell me to suck it up and move on with it. If whatever I'm supposed to do, just give me an answer of what you need me to do. So then this verse comes up. Psalms chapter 90, verses 13 through 17.
Lord, how long? Turn and have compassion on your servants. Satisfy us in the morning with your faithful love, so that we may shout with joy and be glad all our days. Make us rejoice for as many days as you have humbled us. 13 through what?
17, through the end of the chapter.
Make us rejoice for as many days as you have humbled us, for as many years as we have seen adversity. Let your work be seen by your servants, and let your splendor by their children. Let the favor of the Lord our God be on us. Establish for us the work of our hands. Establish the work of our hands. Hey, this is all over Evergreen.
Yes, it is. You know why it is?
When you said Psalms 90, I went, there's something all
There's
over
a
the
reason.
place
There's a
from
reason
Psalms
why it's
90.
pasted over every door frame. So I come across this verse, and I said, "Yes, this is exactly what I need to know. This is what I need to pray." So I prayed to God. I was like, "God, this is exactly what I'm asking. I don't want the doors of this company to close. I want everybody here to be able to keep their jobs. I want us to be able to still do big and great things, and I believe in what we do in our business. I really do, and I need." Us to succeed as well, just even for myself, of being able, I've grown so much in this industry and grown so much in sales and grown so much in so many other avenues of my life because of this job that you provided for me and that David has mentored me in. I don't want it to end because I see all these benefits, but I'm going to pray this. So again, just another thing of, I decided this is what I need to pray. God, I am asking you, I'm begging you, It says that if you ask for something in faith, then he will answer you. Whether or not it's the answer that you want, he's going to answer you.
Right.
So I said, God, this is what I need. If you need us to close the doors and I need to move on, I'm willing to do that. But just tell me that that's what I need to do. But God, I'm asking you. I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read it to you the way I prayed it. Lord, how long? Turn and have compassion on your servants. Satisfy us in the morning with your faithful love, so that we may shout with joy and be glad all of our days. Make us rejoice for as many days as you have humbled us, and for as many years as we have seen adversity. Let your work be seen by your servants, and your splendor by their children. Let the favor of the Lord our God be on us. Establish for us the work of our hands. Establish the work of our hands. So I said, yes, absolutely. God, establish the work of our hands. And if y'all have been in our company before, it was heartbreak. 2019 was heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. It was like when it rains, it pours. We had a freaking hurricane last year of bad luck and just every single thing that we had been working for the 5 years previously, just one thing after another just happened, and it was bad. It was a bit heartbreaking, especially since a lot of us, our hopes and dreams were riding on some of the success of this company. And so I said, God, I don't want just for you to save us. I want us to be able to bless the people around us, bless Witten, bless the children of the people who work here. I want it to... I want what you do here to go to your glory, but if that's not what you want, that's not what you want. So I say, God, until you answer me, I'm going to write this verse on I had a big glass window in my office. So until you answer me, I'm going to write this on my window every single day until you answer me. And that was around that time. That was in the middle of December. Guess what happened the next month? Coronavirus. And so some of you know... So I'm sorry, guys. It's my fault that we have a pandemic, not China. It's not China's fault. It's my fault.
Dang it, Ashley.
So, but like Mercedes is
The
right.
Lord said Ashley Shipley wants this.
Mercedes said, not only did I write it over and over again, I printed it out and I put it over every doorpost. I was like, I'm going to get literal with this. It's in Egypt. God had the people put the blood of the lamb over the doorpost, and it also says, put the word of the Lord on your doorpost and on the sign on your forehead. So I said, all right. So I got literal with it. I printed out this verse, and I put it on every single doorpost, on the mirrors in our bathrooms. I put it everywhere in the building. I was saturating the building with this prayer, with this verse. This is what I'm looking for. And I prayed this and wrote this every single day for about 2 to 3 weeks.
Isn't it awesome that we work at a place where we can do that?
Yeah, it's awesome that we have a place that we can do that.
Like,
But-
most jobs so much do that.
Not only did, and I'm not saying all this to like, oh, look at me, look what I did. No, God chose to bless us. And not only did he choose to bless us, bless our company, but then Mercedes, look at who is in our company right now.
Oh man, so many lit nights.
So many Whitnights are able
So
to
much
have jobs.
family.
People were able to have jobs when their shutdowns happened. Through some of the sales and the blessings that we've had, we've been able to bless the church. I mean, think of all the Whitnights that are working.
Well,
right
I
now.
was in quite a predicament with my massage license being suspended because I goofed a few years back with not getting continued hours, and had already taken a lesser position at the job I was at. The shutdown happened right after that started.
Mm-hmm.
I've got somebody telling me, well, maybe this is God's way of showing of preparing you for something, and then I end up at Evergreen.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I stayed at Evergreen.
Yeah,
I did,
He kept you.
and I love what I do.
but I want to bring a full circle around to one of the first things that I mentioned is about being single. You know, I sat there and I was talking to Jeremiah, and a lot of you have gotten to see Work Ashley while, because I haven't been able to turn Work Brain off all year. Some people haven't liked Work Ashley, but Work Ashley exists, and she's very different from Church Ashley. But I've been working an average of about 60 hours a week since February. Because again, you know, same situation as last year. You know, David is busy running the business. Our other sales guy, Derek, is in Kentucky. So when the phone rings, guess who's supposed to answer it? Me. And yes, now I have Sean and John, and they're a big help. But there was a lot more for me to do. And I was sitting there talking to Jeremiah a month or two ago. And, you know, Jeremiah likes talking politics. And
Jeremiah likes talking.
yeah, but specifically when you bring up politics, and we were just talking about
Politics, and it's God and then politics.
yeah, we were just talking about women in the workplace kind of thing, and why, you know, women's pay and all that. You know, he made up a really good point. He's like, you know, Ashley, one reason why women don't get paid as much as men is because women are more focused on home usually. They usually don't spend as much time in the workplace as men do. They're willing to, you know, men are more willing to work overtime, whereas women are more focused on getting their kids home from school, so they're not willing to work overtime and this and this and this. And so I just asked him, and I was like, now I'm not saying that this is what God intended. And now I'm not saying that this is what God's will is. I'm not trying to speak for God, but it was like literal, just like, oh my God, I'm an idiot. So all these blessings that we're experiencing, because I am the majority of our company's sales staff. Maybe not. I'm a big part of our company's sales staff. And I've been working 60, 70 hours a week since all this started. And I've grown a whole lot and all this other kind of stuff. If I had children or if I had a husband, some of the blessings and some of the work that we've been able to receive, I would not be able to be a part of. And I was just sitting there thinking, and everything that's going on in the world, maybe God's intention for me, and I don't know this, but maybe God's intention for me, of me being single and why he's kept me that way for so long, is because of everything that's going on. Because, and thinking long term about that, you know, I think about Ava, you know, she just came in here. And all of this is hypothetical, me just sitting here thinking and being accepting of why God,
Possibilities.
me being accepting of, and not just mad and bitter at God of why he's put me in the situations that I'm in and
Your
kept me.
circumstances.
Yeah, not being bitter at God at my circumstances. You know, I think about Ava. You know, it's kind of clear, guys, of what's going on. We as Christians, we see what's going on in the world. We know what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I think about Ava. I mean, what happens if, God forbid, Ava or Ava's children, the rapture happens or whatever happens and they're still here. There are people at Witten who are still here.
That will happen.
That will happen. It may not be the people that are there right now, but it will happen somehow, sometime, some way. There are going to be people who are still here. Maybe there are a few of us who are supposed to be untethered by worldly concerns, so that, like, I'm supposed to be untethered by the cost of having a husband or children, because I'm the beginning, or I'm part of a plan that God has to prepare or to provide for people later.
Because you will have the time and you will have ample opportunity to be able to counsel, to be able to step forward and have that time for someone that needs a shoulder.
Right.
Because I'll tell you now, the age that I am, which is 50, and having a husband, and I have kids, but my kids are mainly grown, but now we have the grandson at the house, and I work full time. It's very hard, and to be honest with you, it really pulls and tugs at me a lot.
Yeah.
Because I don't have time.
Well, exactly, and
for somebody that needs me to have time.
right, exactly, and so there are, and I guess if I want to sum up this entire conversation into what I want to say and what I want to share and what I've kind of discovered in a personal journey, testimony kind of thing is, I've been irritated because, again, and I'm not saying y'all should never say this. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, well, y'all are just stupid, big fat poo-poo heads for saying this to me. But people want to comfort people who are struggling with certain things. And so the common thing is, oh, he's out there, you just have to wait on God, and stuff like that. Sometimes the answer is no. And I am not saying that I know what God's will is and he's just going to keep me single forever. I don't know these things. I don't know. And no, neither does anybody else. You don't know that God actually does have somebody planned for me. I don't know that he doesn't. But the point is that I have to be okay and not be bitter and be willing to have the peace that, just like in John that we read, have the peace that God has given us, be willing to accept his plans, and know that he has plans for my prosperity and something good for me, but plans for my prosperity that have to do with his will.
Yes.
You can't sit there and think that, oh, well, God wants me to prosper, so I'm going to get all the good things that I want. No, you're going to prosper according to his will and according to his plan. And you have to be willing and open to that. Once you do, I'm not saying good things will always happen to you, because, and you know what? There may be time, this is what I'm just thinking. I could be totally wrong. I could be completely wrong. Like Job. Let's take Job. My Sunday school class a while back, we were talking about Job, and that was one of the things that we talked about. Job probably had no idea until the day he died. He had no idea why he suffered, because there was no purpose behind it. Read Job. You can literally read Job. There was no purpose behind his suffering. God tortured that. Well, God let things torture that man until the day he died, and Job never knew why. But the reason why Job suffered was so that we could have this book about suffering.
And, with you saying, you don't know, we don't know, I can't tell you what's going to happen in the future. Mercedes sure can't tell you what's going to happen in the future because she forgot what happened yesterday. But
Hey, boo boo.
you never know. There could actually end up being, because, again, it's all in his will. You could end up with a man that has lost his wife that has a child. I mean, you see what I'm saying?
I could.
I mean, there's so many things that, and if you didn't continue to stay in his will and continue to live your life,
It's a dog. It's Mr. Bingley.
I was like, what are you doing? I'm talking about her being with a man. Are you holding hands?
No.
What are you?
know. It's
a puppy.
Kiss his fingers.
it's the man in my life right now.
Yes.
It's Mr. Bingley.
So sweet.
He's so sweet.
But you know, if you didn't continue to follow,
Mm-hmm.
if you didn't continue to have the faith,
Mm-hmm.
if you didn't have the hope, if you didn't have all that, and you just decided you were going to do whatever you thought you needed to do, then you would miss out on what He has for you.
Well, yeah, and it also, again, you know, the last few, it's not that I've done whatever I want to do. It's just that, you know, I've still been obedient to God, and I've still done my best of, I'm waiting, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. Where is He? Oh, you're going to give me the silent treatment now, God. Like, those kinds of things of, yeah, God's being a big fat poo-poo head, and He's not doing the things that He promised, while I'm still being obedient and trying to be like, I'm just sitting here waiting. Instead, I had to stop and be like, you know what? You know what?
You know, you've done what Psalm 91 verse 2 says, I will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Like, you are trusting in Him. You're using Him as your refuge and your fortress.
Well, not only that, I'm using Him as a sword too, because I'm getting after it now.
Yeah,
I'm going, caca.
yeah.
What was that?
It's too funny. I told you there would be no tears.
All
That's-
right. Did y'all get that?
That's pretty much all I have to say, but I want to hear questions and hear what people have to say. I see somebody saying something. There's a lot of text
I
there.
don't know.
We
have to
don't
read
look at the
comments.
text.
Oh, okay. Well,
You're more than welcome to, though. I can't because my phone's across the room. But
girl,
you have your phone right
don't
beside
you, girl.
You got a phone right here, Ashley.
Just,
Oh yeah, I could do that.
God dang, no way I could even possibly try to.
I can read it,
Where
girl.
are my far away glasses?
It's from Ashley's.
oh, if it's Ashley Cutchins, that's my,
I think it's
that's
Ashley
my friend.
Cutchins. Girl.
Hey, Ashley. That's my friend in Georgia.
Okay. Well,
I didn't have my phone out tonight.
what do
But
you
yours is right there.
What do you say, Mama Vicki?
I say it's about time.
It's about time for what? To end?
No,
Oh.
that you finally said.
Well, I mean, it was a process because there was like a lot of false starts of, okay, I'm going to be obedient to God's will. Okay, I'm going to be obedient to God's will. And it wasn't until I was like, all right, God. And it wasn't until I actually put into practice and literally took the word of the Lord and put it on the doorposts and prayed it every single day and said, I'm not quitting until you answer me this time, God. I'm not quitting. I'm going to bug the Jesus out of you. Wow, I'm going to bug the bejesus out of God.
I think it's time to call it a night.
I'm working on very little sleep. Most of 2020 has been on very
it's
little
almost
sleep.
like a testing of your faith to a degree
Yeah.
because, you know, once you said, okay,
Yeah.
whatever you want.
And it wasn't just blessings for myself because I'm almost to where my student loans are almost gone. And I'm looking at building myself a house next year, but it's not just blessings for myself. It's the blessings for all Witten people and for Witten itself, the as a group, and just all the people who I've been able to be like, hey, let's hire that person. Let's do this. Let's hire that person. Let's
And
hire that
being
person.
able to use it as a ministry too
Mhm.
is really
Yeah, there's people at Witten Evergreen campus.
Witten 2.0.
There's people at Witten Evergreen campus who been able to minister to. He's ready for his dinner. People that we've been able to minister to because we're there and they get to see that we're different.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there are people who, like some of these Intertech people who are, you know, that purchased part of our company, you know, there was one of them who we did that prayer for Robert, and one of them decided to join it, and he's like, I've never seen this. So blessings upon blessings that are outside of just myself.
Yep.
So when you're obedient and you submit to accepting the peace of God that comes from Him and not from the world, like we read in John, you know, I mean, it's kind of a splash effect.
For
God's going to
example,
pour out his blessings on you, and they're going to splash on somebody else.
Josiah was obedient, became and got ordained as a pastor, as he was called to do, which meant he had to stop teaching, which meant he needed a job, which meant he went to Evergreen, which meant they're blessed, Ava's blessed, and the new one on their way is also blessed.
Which means he
And by the way, he's not just a plebe, he's a supervisor, he's a foreman, so.
which he finally listened.
It just takes a minute for some of us
Which,
to
by
listen.
the way, there's people back there that he's working with that he is already affected greatly.
I've got to watch that.
Maybe they're
It's been kind of amazing. I mean, well, it's one of those things I tell people all the time. I really wish my brothers were not my brothers, because I have 3 brothers working there. I have Josiah, Jeremiah, and Jeff. All 3 of them work with me. I wish they weren't my brothers, because not in that I wish they weren't my brothers, but when we have to talk about strengths and people who are, those 3 are mentioned the most often. Jeff works in engineering. Jeremiah and Josiah work back in fabrication. People come to me all the time because, like, Ashley, Bingley, come here. Yeah, Ashley, things changed when they came here. They say that more about them than any other person that we've added to our team. Josiah was one of our first hires, one of the first ones, and you noticed an immediate change in the way even one of my sales guy, Derek, out of Kentucky, he came and saw us before we had all these people there, and then he came right after, like a couple months after Josiah was hired. He said, "This place is different." He's like, "I was just here. Something's changed."
It's light. Very light.
He's like, there is a complete difference here than there was when I was here last time.
That's what happened whenever the Holy Spirit enters and gives of most people.
It is very evident.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, we're running late, and
We're ending on time?
no, we're running over.
Oh, are we?
It's okay.
Oh, it's okay.
We don't have. Well, that's the funny thing about it is when we decided to do this, Mercedes said, "What night do you want to do it on?" And I said Thursday night, because nobody's on Thursday night, so that'll be the night that WOW does their. I think this is when COVID was.
You had great aspirations for this, didn't you?
When COVID was in full effect. No.
I didn't
COVID
think it
was-
would continue.
When COVID was in full effect, okay, when it was the beginning, and so we picked Thursday night. So now nobody goes on before us, nobody's after us. So if we start late, we're fine. If we finish late, we're fine. There's nobody. It's just us on Thursday. Just us. Just.
Well, I apologize to all of you for starting coronavirus.
Oh, I thought you about starting late. I was like, no, because dinner was incredible.
Well, no, apparently I started the pandemic, so I apologize to all
Well,
of you.
that was all the Lord, and there was a lot of things that needed to.
Oh yeah, it was God's fault,
place.
not mine.
A lot of crap.
Yes.
A lot of crap.
A lot of crap has happened. in
A lot of
2020,
crap.
But a lot of good has also come out of 2020. Like,
Oh, it's never ending.
the Witten public page, Facebook Live, that's a good thing that came out of it. Because now
You get to work with me.
I get to work with Ashley
Yeah. See,
and
how serious-
everybody else. But, I mean, there's just been so much good come out of 2020 that I think it strongly outweighs the bad. At least in my own personal opinion. For some out there, that's probably not factual. But from what I've got to see with the people I am associated with on a constant basis, a lot of good has come out of 2020.
And your women's director gave you COVID.
Yeah, you gave her the vid.
That was literally, I've had colds worse than that. She got the worst of it. Just got the leftovers.
Well, you know what? Honestly, the way Donovan was acting, he feels like he got the worst of it because he only had the loss of taste, and he got it on vacation.
Oh, that is the worst of it, right?
So he didn't get his taste back until the end of his vacation. He's just
Well,
like,
let me
he
tell
said, he
you-
was like, Ashley, I was sitting there eating a steak and I was so angry because I couldn't taste it.
Let me tell
Did
you,
he do his Hulk or so angry?
No, he was actual angry. When Donovan talks like this, that's actual angry.
I came in contact the day.
We did Anna's.
Yeah, we did. Hannah's.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember. I didn't
You
get
didn't know it yet.
anything. I got nothing.
I didn't either until later.
Theirs wasn't from us either. Okay.
Hey, this was my thing. I told Aisha when all this started, I said, if I catch COVID, it is what it is. I said, but I would much rather catch it from a wooden person than somebody I don't know.
It's not an STD.
And it happened. Like, versus being out in public, you know what I mean? Like,
What's the difference?
because it's somebody, I guess it's somebody I know.
Somebody she chose to be around, not somebody.
Yeah,
she
that's
didn't
what it is.
choose.
Somebody I chose to be around during the pandemic versus somebody I did not get
This
to
is
choose.
it. We're done.
Alright, so we're done. This is a great
We're done
study.
tonight. This was
Hope
great.
y'all have entertained.
Thank you so much, Ashley, for having us
Man,
tonight.
okay.
Thank you, Pastor Jeff and Miss Gwen, for allowing us to take up your kitchen again. We will be here again.
Yeah.
Sometime.
You should do one with Jeff.
And Jeremy.
Little Jeff. I know. I told Little
You would be
Jeff.
funny.
This is
He's
what I
done a Q&A, so he's not.
This is what I told him. I told
Just tell him it's
him I wanted him to get with us because I want a men's or a guys accountability group to do one with us. He said, that'd be good.
Yeah.
But we'll have to pre-record it.
Yeah.
Because they all work, but they know that they have accountability on that certain time at that certain, so we'll have to do it during that time for them. But yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Cool.
So, you guys, we need some men's accountability groups. We need some more women's accountability groups. Mercedes and Mama, they've done it. We've done it twice. And the 2 times our accountability group has done it, it's been fabulous and spectacular.
Oh, so like doing the whole accountability group?
Yeah.
That would be so much fun. I'm gonna take that to my group. That would be
We've
fun.
done it. Our accountability group's done it twice.
That would
And
be so much fun.
it was great.
And a couple in yours have already been on our live, so it wouldn't be new to them.
Who, mine?
Yeah.
Has Jenny Sneed done it?
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, 3 of ours. Because I only have 2 other ones who probably haven't done it yet. That would be fun.
Yeah, so get with them.
Okay.
We'll book it.
I'm coming for you guys.
We'll make it. a
They know who they
date.
are.
Okay. Just gotta figure out where you're having it and who's cooking.
Okay.
Because when it's one of those nights, it's a night.
It's nice.
And we're on for a solid hour, if not longer.
Yeah.
But they're good.
It is because there's so many people usually involved.
They are good.
Everybody has to speak.
Ours, our last one we did was on being an obedient wife, a godly wife. Oh, that was a good one. So anyways, thanks you guys for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you again for having us. We'll do it again, maybe with your group. Since they've gotten up twice.
Every time I think we're about to be done, we're not. Anything else
No.
about it, Vicki?
No. I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving. Oh, and by the way, we will not be on live next Thanksgiving night. We will
But
not
we'll
be.
probably have one of the videos we've already done just reposted.
Yeah. Well,
More
that's
than
probably
likely.
what we're gonna do because I don't see us being able to get us one recorded and edited and all that stuff
No.
and put on here before then. But we talked about it
We're
and
gonna have 2 more weeks.
I think Thanksgiving we're gonna be
Hanging out with the family.
we're gonna be hanging with the fam.
Yep.
Which is our written
All right.
fam.
Alright.
So thanks guys, we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Can I get up now? Okay.
And
Wait, one more thing.
And
I'm just
Thanksgiving
kidding.
next
I'm just
week?
kidding.
No, it's.
Yeah, it's next week. Thanksgiving is
Is it
next
really?
week. Yes, it is.
Thanksgiving is next week. See y'all in 2 weeks.